We're good. We're good. I'm going to get you to introduce yourself first, if that's cool.
Okay, great.
So whenever you want.
What do you want me to say?
Who you are.
Yeah, I know, but no. Hi, my name's Ben Starr, and I'm a really nice guy. You can use this in the interview.
You can say that you were Ben Starr and you were Mario. You are the new Mario.
Can you use this in the interview? This, like, edit it together, us just having some banter. You have my permission to leave all of this in. This is anarchy.
I know.
This is so unprofessional.
Yeah, I promised you unprofessional.
And I wanted it. I asked for it. My name is Ben Starr, and I am an actor, and I work in video games.
So first of all, let me ask you about Natural Six, because that's what you're doing a panel on.
Yes.
So tell us all about it.
Natural Six is something that was born out of a desire of kind of a load of friends to get together and play some Dungeons and Dragons, really. We got together, we wanted to play it just kind of casually, and then I think like 5 bottles of rosé down, we all went, should we do this, but like in front of people watching?
That sounds so weird.
It was, yeah, that's what happened. Those are the exact words. We all put our hands in like the Power Rangers, and it happened. No, it's been. I've always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons. I've been obsessed by the idea of it for years, but I just haven't had the group of friends who have the availability or kind of the tenacity to want to do it. And now that I work in video games, I get to meet so many people that have like-minded interests, and it kind of grew from there, really. And as soon as I'd spoken to Harry McIntyre about DMing, I knew that it could be something really special, because the way Harry speaks about Dungeons and Dragons is the way that people speak about the thing that they love most in the world, and his passion for it made me think this could be something really cool. And he talked about like this homebrewed world that you come up with, and this idea of these gods that had existed before time and creating this verdant crater, and I thought, wow, that's cool. I want to be a part of that. And that kind of gave me confidence going forward. And when he turned up to our meeting, he turned up with about like 5 A4 sheets of paper, being like, this is the world, this is what it's going to be, and the possibilities seemed endless. And I thought, let's kind of jump into it. And then a couple of months down the line, here we are. We thought, let's fund it through Kickstarter. if it comes off, and we're all really passionate about it. And I think all of us have very different skill sets, and we come from different parts of the industry. And so we've really brought a lot of our skills to it, and it's been amazing watching Aoife and Holly and Harry and Alex and Doug work in their own ways. And you know, we've brought in some amazing talent as well. We brought in Matt Owen to design our character art, and Alex Mukala to design our theme tune. When I approached Alex, I thought, he's never going to want to do it. He's like the busiest person in the world, but I'm such a huge fan of Alex's work. And he said, of course, I'll do anything for you. And I went, anything? Do you want to write our theme music? And it's been such a treat designing that music with Alex and Harry. And I had to go off the call at one point because Harry had to give away the secrets of the world. So Alex is actually like in the trenches. He knows what's going to happen in the story, because Harry, you know, had that call, and I kept popping in going, can I listen now? And they went, no, you can't, Ben, go away. So yeah, it's going to be fun. There's lots to explore. We hope that people support it. We're about to perform it in a couple of hours' time. So by the time this thing airs, we will know whether it was good or not. It went so well.
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh!
Yeah!
Everything's going to go great forever.
So
you should do another take now in case it goes badly.
It didn't go so well. It was average. People laughed. People died. There you go. There's your
range.
Yeah, a range of things. One person was injured, but it turned out it was just gas. You know, we'll give you all the things that you need for it.
Have you done practice runs?
So we did our session 0, in which we rolled our characters' stats, and some of our characters' stats are very funny. Like, I will say that Doug Cockle's character is hideously overpowered.
I thought you were just going to say hideous, and I was going to be like,
no,
a bit
it's not.
harsh,
It's beautiful. My God, the artwork for Doug's character, Kel, is this just really, can I say this, sexy dragonborn. Like, really, really cool. I mean, you know, nothing less for the voice of Geralt of Rivia. But we rolled our characters, and we played the moment where our characters meet for the first time. We've done that. And then in anticipation for going forward, we have done like practice dungeons, essentially, getting used to the mechanics of our characters, learning how our spells are going to work, how we're going to work together to get that chemistry. It's still just going to go off the rails. I think that's the one thing we've learned from the practice sessions. There's a couple of chaos gremlins in our group, and hopefully that will be entertaining for people.
Did you take to it naturally, or did you? Because there's a lot to learn.
I took to it naturally 6 on brand. Will we take to it naturally? I think so. It's a new. I love games in general. I love playing, and Dungeons and Dragons is something that I have always been an admirer of from afar. But getting in the weeds is different, and then really kind of getting to know your characters and getting to know the mechanics of me in particular, being a wizard. You know, you can have any spell that you want. It's like walking into the chocolate shop and saying you can have any chocolates you want. So designing what you want that character to be is daunting, especially when you don't have that much experience. But it's been really fun getting used to it, and I can't wait to get better. And I think one thing maybe about this is Dungeons and Dragons can seem impenetrable to people. It's a game that has been around for years, and there are ardent fans who understand it inside and out. And I think maybe we want to create a community of people who are experiencing this from the ground up, who've never played before, who've never even watched it before. And we want to, I think, invite people in to play along with us and learn the game with us. Like Holly has literally never picked up a D20 before playing this, and she's amazing at it. And I'm nearly as good as she is. But it's going to be fun watching all of us grow, and I can't wait to see, by the last episode of the series, how much we've grown as characters and how much we've grown as people as well. And I really want the audience to see that growth. Hopefully there'll be one of those retrospectives where we all look at at the end of Strictly Come Dancing, where they look at the end of the screen and they go, how far I've come. And that would be really fun to see, the mistakes we made in our session 0 as to where we are now. And I think that's going to be one of the charms about what this group can bring. Yeah.
I'm excited to see it, so I'll be checking out the panel later.
Check it out.
Obviously, I've got to ask you about Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, you're a big trophy hunter. Have you platinumed it yet?
I think about 2 hours away from platinuming it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, how many trophies have you got left?
One.
One, just the, okay.
Just the one. Just the one trophy to do. Which is fine.
Yeah.
I think that my life was Final Fantasy 16 for so long. I was talking about it, I was experiencing it, everyone playing it. It became a lot, and I needed to play the game. I needed to know what other people were playing. I'd had a relationship with it that was exclusively my own, and I wanted to see what happened when it came out into the real world. And then I got to a point where I needed to not experience Final Fantasy 16 anymore because it got a little bit too much. And I went, you know what, Ben, I can just go and I can do these final hours. I'll put a podcast on, and I don't need to hear my voice anymore. So I've got that stored away. But I've actually gone this year and started playing indies. Been playing Dredge, Viewfinder. I'm playing Cocoon right now, which I really, really love. And I'm looking forward to the next couple of months. I mean, I talk about a battle. This year has created the ultimate backlog, hasn't it? I'm so excited for Spider-Man. Alan Wake 2, I think, will be the game that I just stop everything for and play. I think Remedy make games that are so mind-bendingly brilliant. I think their minds are astonishing. That, for me, has always been a must-play. And I'm a big survival horror fan. This year, I think my favourite game this year has been Resident Evil 4 Remake. And I'm about to play Separate Ways. I'm really excited for that. So to get to have another amazing survival horror game that's made by people who make Control and Max Payne, I'm super, super excited to see what they've done.
Have you played Baldur's Gate 3 yet?
I have not played Baldur's Gate 3 yet.
So you could have got some practice in that way.
I could have got some practice in.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to have played Baldur's Gate 3 because I've experienced so much of it online. It's I've seen so many clips of people playing it. I'm kind of the person who's just absorbed all the Baldur's Gate 3 memes.
Yeah.
And loads of my friends have been playing it incessantly on stream. I've been watching them do it. Obviously, the cast are playing it. I watch them play it. It's an amazing year for games, and whatever type of games you play, everyone's feasting right now.
Obviously, talking about online and memes, you are very online.
Mm-hmm.
You engaging with the community. You
yes.
A lot more than a lot of people do. Was that something you were like really driven to do because it meant a lot to you, or what was the
So
thought behind that?
I said, I'm going to do it. It's something that it happened organically. I didn't realize I was going to be this kind of...
This guy.
I didn't realize I was going to be that guy. I think maybe like 2 or 3 weeks into Final Fantasy coming out, I thought I was going to be really professional. I was going to be like, so honored to be a part of this game. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm so honored to play Clive. What an emotionally heart-wrenching experience. And then I just started... Then people started doing the incorrect Final Fantasy quotes, and I kind of got on board with that, and I did this thing with Barbie, and then I kind of enjoyed the play aspect of it. And you know me as a person, I'm not a particularly serious person. I enjoy playing. It's just a really joyful thing, and Twitter has been an avenue through which I think I've been able to connect with people in a way that I wouldn't have been able to before.
Yeah.
And as a person who enjoys consuming content like that, as a fan of video games, it's really nice to be a part of that and understand what people want in the way that they want it. And I've kind of seen it like a bit of a British pantomime. Like, I call out to the audience, if they respond, great, I'll do something else. And it's kind of like a backwards and forwards, right? It
is, because people do respond to what you're doing. Like,
yeah.
You were saying at CooperCon, people asking you to sign Mario stuff, right?
Yeah, so this was... This might be the highlight of my career, and also one of the most terrifying responsibilities I've ever done, which was there was a lovely queue of people wanting me to sign all their Final Fantasy memorabilia, and this gentleman came up with his family, and they wanted me to sign the steelbook of Final Fantasy 16, and then he pulled something out, it was covered in velvet, and pulled this thing and gave me a cartridge, a Nintendo 64 cartridge that had Mario 64 in it. And on the front was signed by Charles Martinet. And he went, I'd like you to sign it as well. And I looked at this man and I thought, you're crazy. You don't want me to sign it. I'm going to devalue this. But I did. I signed the back. He said, I'm very serious. I want you to sign it. And I did. I did sign it. So now there is a person out there who has the voice of Mario.
One of a kind. You know.
It's one of a kind, and let's hope that the meme lives on for long enough for that to be relevant.
Well, yeah.
But I love that. I love that people have enjoyed it. I was at PAX West recently, and we had people dress up as our characters from Final Fantasy 16, dressed as our appropriate characters from Mario. So that was a joy. And I think the fans are having fun with it. I think now I am more recognised for that video than I was for the years of hard work that I put in. Oh, well, 2 weeks ago I had to sign one ticket to Barbie. Someone got a ticket to the Barbie movie and made me sign it.
Oh my God.
That's cool. I think
that
it's silly.
Cool.
It's so
I love stuff like that.
And I think we did a stream with Jesse Cox, which was one of those signing streams. It was took us like 5 hours, and in it we all dressed up in bathrobes because of a silly thing that David Menken did, and we all ended up dressing up in bathrobes, and we called ourselves Spa Day. Within an hour, someone had drawn a picture of it, and then the next week I went to a convention, and people turned up in bathrobes, and we did like a whole photo shoot, like me in like bathrobes with a headdress on, calling ourselves Spa Day. I love how involved the fans have been with the cast, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
No, we were obviously talking about this the other week, but at CooperCon, obviously, Yuna's voice actor was there,
yeah,
and people were, even though it's been years, absolutely going feral that she was there, and is it strange to think that years from now people are still going to be bringing you?
Yeah, because the idea that this isn't a mistake and they're going to figure me out and suddenly everyone's going to realise that they hate Clive. But that's in my head. I can't really compute it. I understand it because I am also a huge fan. Like, I can't wait to. I'm going to POM East in Toronto, and I'm going to get to meet Gideon Emery, the voice of Balthier. And that's me. That's me fanboying over a person whose work I just deeply, deeply admire. And I think that's mad that maybe in 20 years' time, someone will have that same reaction to the work that I've done.
The protagonist of Final Fantasy 19 will be like,
yeah,
I'm going to meet Ben Starr.
Yeah, which is great, because now the people who played the games, back in the day, who grew up with these games, or grew up with these TV shows or whatever, get to be a part of these franchises because they're evergreen. Final Fantasy's been around for 36 years.
All right, don't make me feel old.
I'm old too. Wear it with pride. It's good.
Yeah.
We're vets. I think it's so exciting that now it's almost like passing the baton, but passing the baton to people who understand how important these things are. It's not just, oh, I just voiced this thing. It's an opportunity to be a part of something that means so much to them. I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues just now about how people who work in games love working in games. And I think that's true, especially in the acting community, because it is relatively adolescent. Video games didn't have a lot of voice acting. And I say acting because there is so much important motion capture that's used, facial capture. What we did on 16 wasn't just voice acting. It was so much more than that. And I think it's becoming a medium that people can really express themselves in a medium that they really, really love.
Going back to Mario, I have to ask,
Yes.
Who would win in a fight, Mario or Clive?
Mario would win.
I thought you'd say Clive.
No. Mario would win 100% of the time.
Because of superstar power.
I just feel Mario would beat Clive. I don't know how to. I think that's the only correct answer. Can you imagine Clive Rossfield stabbing, beheading?
Well, you've made it dark now.
What? Sorry, who'd win in a fight? Oh, so it wasn't like a fight to the death. It was just like a fun old fight.
You added the death bit.
How was the fight going to end?
I don't know.
How was the fight going to end? In my head, it ends with, because if you've played Final Fantasy 16, which I know you have, it's a violent game.
It is.
Clive,
It is.
What's Clive going to do? Chop off Mario's hands?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see it though. I'd like to see it. Were you thinking kind of like more Smash vibes?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, something light-hearted, and then you went and made it really dark.
I'd love to see it though, wouldn't you? I'd want to see that fight. I don't know. Yeah, let's say Mario would win.
Yeah. Okay. So
Clive would win the moral victory. He'd die a valiant death. He'd do it. He'd do it to save the world.
you posted recently that Vivi was your favourite Final Fantasy character.
No, I said Vivi was the best Final Fantasy character.
Okay. Wait, so who's your favourite?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? No, Vivi, I think Vivi is the best Final Fantasy character because I think he sums up pretty much everything that is great about Final Fantasy. I think one of the most empathetic, exciting, dynamic, visually arresting characters in the entire series, and is part of what I think is the most quintessential, whatever that might be, Final Fantasy game. And I think it was so evident when 16 came out and we had the scarecrows that looked like the black mages.
Yeah.
And I think Vivi's story is so powerful, especially with the way that they eke out those boss fights. So yeah, that's why I think Vivi is the best. Did I say favourite? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's the wording. I wouldn't. My favourite character is probably like Laguna, maybe from Final Fantasy VIII.
With the leg cramps, just
speaks to me. No, I think the great thing about that post, which I loved the most, is I kind of did it in a slightly kind of combative way. This is the I'll start, but teeing up people, and it was amazing how many people came back with their own favourites, and I think that's what's so strong about this franchise is there isn't a definitive answer.
Yeah.
Everyone can have their own opinion because these games and the characters within them all evoke something within the person at the time that they played it, and it is an amazing franchise that anyone can get involved in because any character, whether it's from 13, 12, 6, 11, you're going to find someone in there that you love.
Yeah, amazing.